Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. I'm back for another Roscoe's recap and this video is for season 14 episodes 3 and 4. Today we're going to be talking about Orion's story spilling production secrets, why Naysha Lopez got falsely cancelled for a season of Drag Race, and why Kornbread disliked Jasmine Kennedie during filming. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the viewing party for season 14 episode 3, and the guests this week were Daya Betty, Maddy Morphosis and Orion's story. Host Naysha Lopez started by asking the queens what it was like walking into the workroom for the first time, and both Daya and Maddy said that the workroom was a lot bigger than they thought, and it's also freezing cold. And Naysha said that the workroom is bigger now than in the earlier seasons. Naysha then asked Maddy, is she still with her girlfriend? And Maddy said yes. And Maddy also revealed that her girlfriend also does drag and goes by the name of Miss Liza the Queen. They then got to the part in the episode when Kornbread dared Daya to eat a dragonfly for $1,000, and Naysha asked Daya if Kornbread really did give her the money. Daya said, quote, well, she is sending it. I talked to her today, and everyone laughed. Daya then said that Kornbread did tell her straight off the bat that she would send her the money, and Daya joked that she had the TV footage to prove it. Daya also admitted that Kornbread genuinely did think that her name was Diabetica, and now Kornbread always calls her that as a joke. They then talked more about the main challenge for that week, which was the design challenge for the ball. And Naysha asked how old the sewing machines are, implying as though they're usually really old. But Maddy said that the sewing machines they had were really new, and they even still had the original bag. But Orion said that many of the sewing machines didn't really work very well, and Daya said she broke the needle and bobbin on her sewing machine multiple times, and they had to keep giving them new ones. They then moved on to the runway part of the episode, and Maddy said the runway is so much bigger than you realise, and you don't get to practice or anything, and so you just have to go out and the judges are all staring at you and it's really intimidating. And Orion said that you film the runway twice, once with music and once without music, and when there's no music it's completely silent and you can hear the judges making stupid puns about your outfit, which is really, quote, uncomfortable. Daya said the hardest part about the critiques is if the judges don't like the outfit that you brought, even if it was custom made and was made specifically for that runway. And Orion said that it's funny when the judges tell contestants that they want to see something else, but Orion said, quote, they can't change what they brought. And Maddy joked that you should run down to H&M to buy something new for the runway, which was most likely a reference to the famous RuPaul angry rant on Drag Race UK Season 2 about H&M. Daya also said that the runways for this episode were only told to the contestants very last minute, and they weren't included in the original list of runways that the queens were told to prepare. And Maddy joked that she had to sew her resort wear look at the last minute right before her plane journey to get to Drag Race. And I'd like to take a moment and say thank you to the sponsor of this video, Martha Stewart and Marley Spoon. The Martha Stewart and Marley Spoon is a meal kit service that offers a weekly menu of 100 plus recipes to choose from, including a wide variety of premium options. Every week you can choose from a range of delicious meals and a rotating selection of add-ons like breakfast, smoothies, appetizers and desserts. And Martha Stewart and Marley Spoon will send you a box with all of the ingredients and the recipes so you can create delicious meals without the hassle of having to go grocery shopping. And what's more, if you use my code DRAGT235, you can save up to $235 on your first 5 boxes from Marley Spoon, which works out to up to $5.99 per portion, and you get free shipping on your first box. And because Martha Stewart is a trusted household name for cooking and entertaining, you'll be sure that you'll be whipping up tasty meals quickly and easily. So make sure you check out Martha Stewart and Marley Spoon today and use my code DRAGT235 to save up to $235 off your first 5 boxes and free shipping on the first box. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Thanks again to Martha Stewart and Marley Spoon for sponsoring this video. Host Patti Davis then said that we saw Kornbread helping Willow Pill during the sewing challenge, and she asked if any of the other queens helped other queens with their sewing. Orion said that she helped a bunch of people during the sewing challenge even though it wasn't shown, and Orion apparently made Kornbread's gloves, and she also helped Angeria to make her gown. Maddy also said that although you didn't see it, Deja Skye finished her outfit within about 30 minutes, and then she went around and helped everyone else with their outfits. They then moved on and talked about Maddy winning the lip sync against June Jambalaya, and Maddy said that she didn't really win the lip sync, she just quote survived the lip sync. Maddy also spilled that she was really drunk during that lip sync because she had had more drinks than she was supposed to during Untucked. Maddy also said that she was trying to pretend that June wasn't there during the lip sync and was trying to just focus on her own performance, but every time she looked down, there was another article of June's clothing on the floor, including her wig and heels. And Maddy said that at one point she almost tripped over on part of June's outfit that was lying on the floor. Orion then said that the lip sync between the two of them looked like, quote, two drunk people late at night fighting in a Waffle House, and everyone laughed. They then talked about the chocolate bar twist, where one queen got a golden chocolate bar which would save them from a future elimination, and Batty asked if anyone ate their chocolate bar, and Orion said, quote, it was plastic, it wasn't real chocolate. And just after she said it, Maddy and Daya looked really shocked, as if Orion wasn't supposed to say that. And Maddy joked and said, quote, Ru just texted me right now, you're in trouble. And Orion said, quote, there's a sniper right on my forehead. They then moved on to the Q&A, and an audience member asked what advice the queens have for people who live in fear of being their true selves. Maddy said that she grew up in a really small town in the country, and she really questioned her own identity. And Maddy said that she talked about this in multiple interviews, and it was, quote, frustrating, because they would always purposefully not talk about it in the article. But Maddy said that she felt like she was, quote, living a double life, because she had to hide her drag from her family, because she was worried that they would disown her. And she also questioned for a while whether she was actually a trans woman, because every resource she found online said that you had to be either gay or trans if you did drag. But Maddy realised that gender was, quote, totally arbitrary, and went on a gender journey and met other people within the community, and she realised that she was a heterosexual man that liked doing drag. And luckily her family was surprisingly supportive of her, but having a chosen family who support you is just as important. Another audience member then asked how many times the queens auditioned for Drag Race. Daya said that she auditioned for season 13 but didn't get on, and then auditioned for season 14 and got on. And Maddy said that she auditioned 2.5 times, and she explained that the first time she auditioned, which would have presumably been for season 12, Maddy said that her tape was, quote, so bad. And she was wearing Forever 21 clothes, and the person filming her filmed it portrait rather than landscape, and they ended up having to stretch her footage, so she ended up looking like a, quote, fat Oompa Loompa. And Maddy's audition tape was only viewed once, and Maddy joked that she thought that she was going to be, quote, blacklisted from auditioning again because her first tape was so bad. Batty then asked Naysha how many times she auditioned, and Naysha said, quote, I auditioned 3 times and then I got invited, next question. And everyone seemed curious what happened. And Naysha explained that she actually made it on to 1 season of Drag Race, and she called up a friend who was another queen who had already been on the show, and Naysha asked for some advice about the audition process and the psych evaluation. But Naysha later found out that the other queen had created fake email addresses and pretended to be Naysha, and then reached out to a bunch of designers and tried to solicit them for free outfits, saying that they were going to be on Drag Race. Naysha said the producers must have heard from the designers that Naysha was going around telling everyone that she was going to be on Drag Race, and the producers then called Naysha and told her that you're not allowed to tell anyone that you're going to be on the show, and Naysha said it wasn't her, but the producers told her that they cancelled her from the season. But it's assumed that the producers later realised that someone else had impersonated Naysha and it wasn't Naysha's fault, and that's why Naysha was invited to audition for season 8 and got on. Everyone then wanted to know which queen it was that impersonated Naysha, and they started chanting, quote, name that bee. But Naysha then joked that there was no time because there was another audience question, and everyone groaned and laughed. But Naysha did reveal at a later viewing party that it was actually Jade Sotomayor from season 1 who impersonated her. I did talk about this more in another video, including Jade's response to these accusations, so make sure you can go and check that out. I'll put a link in the description. Another audience member then asked Maddy about her Marie Antoinette inspired look that she had worn the episode before, and the audience member asked how Maddy walked in it. Maddy said that she basically just crouched down and had to take small steps, and her knees were pretty much up to her chin, but she was just covered by the dress. And then she held her head in her hands, and she had to do that for the entire time during the critiques and also during the lip sync. But the runway was much bigger than her apartment where she had practiced, so she had to take much larger steps than she was used to, and she also wore flats rather than heels because it was too difficult to walk in heels. And Maddy said that she wished they had shown it, but apparently, quote, Michelle complimented me on my flats. Another audience member then asked about Daya's lip sync from the first episode, and they asked if Daya cut herself with her nails during the lip sync. And Daya said that because the song was about, quote, you give me so much pleasure but you cause me so much pain, Daya had decided to dip her nails in red nail polish during Untucked. And then, during the performance, she pretended to choke herself when the song said pleasure, and then she pretended to cut herself with her nails when the song said pain. And Daya said, quote, people thought I was drawing blood, that was the effect I wanted, but it didn't really read correctly. Okay, so we're now going to move on to the viewing party for episode 4, and the guests for this week were June Jambalaya and Kornbread. They started off by talking about the moment at the beginning of the episode when Kornbread and Jasmine Kennedie had a bit of confrontation when Kornbread told Jasmine she needed to stop interrupting people. And then, later in the episode, Jasmine chose to be on the same team as Kornbread, and Naysha asked Kornbread what she was thinking when that happened. Kornbread said she knew that Jasmine was going to pick her team because they called Jasmine, quote, the producer of the season, and Jasmine knew it would make good TV. And Kornbread said that Jasmine didn't care who she worked with, and the real reason why she chose to be on that team is because Kornbread was also on that team, and Jasmine knew that Kornbread, quote, couldn't stand her ass in that moment in time. And Kornbread joked and said, quote, you sneaky bee, she got me on that one, it was cute. They then asked June about her lip sync from last week when she took off her shoes and her wig as well as her dress. And June explained that she already knew she was going home that week because she'd been in the bottom so many times, so she just decided to have fun. But June said that the lip sync was even worse in real life because one of her shoes fell off because it was a slingback, and so she decided to go, quote, all in, and decided to do lots of random dance moves that didn't really go with the song, but all of that was cut out. And June said, quote, I got grace and mercy with the editing, and Kornbread agreed. They then moved on and talked about the confessionals, and Kornbread said that everyone talks crap about everyone when they're in the confessionals, and it's all in fun. And Naysha jokingly asked Kornbread if she was, quote, the villain and the drama of the season. June then said, quote, no, we know who that is. And Kornbread said, quote, yeah, we've seen the villain girl, did you not see them tears? Well, actually none of us saw them tears, there was no water, so let me take that back, you saw the dry heaving? And everyone laughed. This was clearly a reference to Jasmine Kennedie at the beginning of the episode when she was upset about not being in the top for the ball, and during her speech, everyone was giving her the side eye and saying that it was a lot of emotion for safe. Batty Davis then said that Daya had mentioned something similar last week about Jasmine being a lot, and maybe this will be an ongoing thing with Jasmine. But Kornbread said that Jasmine is actually hilarious and she's drama, but she's also great TV. They then moved on to the challenge, which was that the queens had to film Drag Race Super Tease trailers in 2 groups. And Kornbread said that she actually did enjoy working in a team despite what it looked like in the episode, and she only, quote, disliked Jasmine for the first 2 hours of us together, but eventually they came round and now they're good. But Kornbread explained that she had started her transition and taking hormones 4 months before filming, and that's when you get mood swings and, quote, your tongue lashes out. And Kornbread joked and said, quote, would I have done this before I was on hormones? Absolutely. Was it worse because of the hormones? Probably not, it would still have been the same bull bleep. And everyone laughed. Naysha then said that what the queens say in the confessionals is kept secret until the episode airs, and Naysha asked if the queens confront the other queens about what they said in confessionals once the episodes come out. Kornbread said that she talked so much crap about other people in the confessionals that she would have been mad if other people had not talked crap about her too. Kornbread also said that when you're in the workroom or in the vans travelling to and from set, you're not allowed to talk to each other, but all of the queens would find a way to tell each other how they felt and what they said, and they all said it to each other's faces during filming. June said that apparently Jasmine told her during Untucked that Jasmine had said that she didn't like June's zebra outfit in the confessional, but everyone else said that they did like it. Naysha then said that on her season, they were really strict with the queens in the van and they weren't allowed to talk to each other, and she asked if it was the same for season 14. And June said that they were strict, but none of the queens listened and they would still continue to talk to each other. And Kornbread said that she might get in trouble for saying this, but in the vans, they try and separate the queens who they know have a good relationship because they want to capture all of that on camera and they don't want the queens to talk off camera. But because Kornbread was friends with everyone, they just told Kornbread to sit in the back of the van on her own and not talk to anyone. They then talked about the moment in the episode where J-Lo appeared in a video message, and Naysha said that she heard a rumour that apparently J-Lo was supposed to be there in person for the first episode of the season as a special guest. But there was a scheduling conflict and then COVID restrictions, so it didn't work out, and that's why J-Lo just appeared in a video message instead. But Kornbread and June said that they didn't know about that. They then talked about regrets on Drag Race, and June said that she regrets not wearing any bottoms for her African outfit. But June explained that she did have bottoms for all of her outfits, but when she was packing for Drag Race, she had friends helping her pack, and they forgot to pack her bottoms for her outfits, which is why she didn't have any. Naysha then asked if it's still the case that you can only take 5 suitcases each to Drag Race, and Kornbread said yes. And Kornbread also said that they weigh each suitcase, and she thinks that it isn't fair because some contestants are bigger than other queens, which means that their outfits also weigh more. They then moved on, and Naysha brought up the moment when Daya Betty ate the dragonfly earlier in the season after Kornbread had dared her, and Naysha asked Kornbread if she had paid Daya the $1,000. And Kornbread showed the receipt on her phone of the payment that she had made to Daya for $1,000, and the tag said, quote, "Saw hi, my ass-eating dragonfly." They then moved on to the Q&A, and an audience member said that June came across really well in her Meet the Queens, and they thought that June was going to win the season. And they then asked whether they filmed the Meet the Queens before or after the season. June said that they film it after the season, which is why June looks a lot more, quote, put together than she did during filming, because she had time to learn how to do it and she changed a lot after the show. June also said that she originally wasn't going to go, quote, all in for her promo outfit and was just going to wear a bodysuit, but then Kornbread, quote, cussed her out and convinced her to put a lot of fashion references into the outfit, and that's why June ended up doing what she did, and she created her outfit for the promo thanks to Kornbread. Naysha also shared that on season 8, they filmed their Meet the Queens the week after Naysha got eliminated, so everyone else was really excited to do it because they were still on the show, except for Naysha, and that's why Naysha's was, quote, so bad. And finally, an audience member asked how June and Kornbread know each other, and June explained that she and Kornbread actually went to the same college, and Kornbread was friends with a guy that June was dating at the time. And June later moved in with this boyfriend, and Kornbread lived above them. But June and the boyfriend later split up, but she and Kornbread remained friends. So there you go, there was the Roscoe's recap for Drag Race Season 14 Episodes 3 and 4. Let me know in the comments which part of this recap you found the most interesting and why. And also let me know if you want to see more of these Roscoe's recap episodes in the future. And I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all of my Patreons. In the You're a Winner Baby tier we have Emerald1508, PC Smush, Christian and Ethan, and then in the Shantae You Stay tier we have Charlie, David, Becky, Craig, Max, Kylie, Amy and Linda. You are all absolute legends and your support really does make such a massive difference to my channel, so thank you all so much. If you'd like to join my Patreon and get exclusive benefits such as early access to my videos, shoutouts in my videos, as well as priority access when submitting interview questions among other benefits, you can join my Patreon for just a few dollars a month to unlock these amazing benefits, and I'll put a link in the description. Please make sure you like, comment and share this video as it really helps support my channel. And of course, please make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me again in future videos. Thank you, bye!